Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, guys, we got ridiculous transformations in NBA history. You guys might have saw the thumbnail. You'd be like, yo, Steven Adams used to be like this nerdy looking kid. That was actually me on the left two sides of the photo. You probably, kind of put one and one together. So yeah, man, before we get going on this video, by the way, I need you guys to drop a like and, of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. But, yeah, guys, just to explain, what was going on with these two pictures right here, man. Okay, so right here, that's actually me at my very first Detroit Pistons game. I'm pretty sure I have the same glasses. Actually, not true. My head was not, obviously a bit larger now, so therefore you gotta get bigger glasses. Those hats, it was like a fisherman hat that like came with like the ticket. It was a Pistons hat. I don't have it anymore. I have no idea where it's at. It's probably my dad's house somewhere. That's a basketball. And like over there, which is cropped out of the picture, is actually kind of cool because it's a picture of Ben Wallace, right? Like Ben Wallace just like shooting a basketball, warming up, and it's really cool, man, because now we are I was probably like 12. I think that's actually they won the championship, man. But yeah, as you guys know, last year I got to actually meet Ben Wallace. So I have a picture with Ben Wallace shooting around behind me in the background, and now I have a picture with me playing basketball with Ben Wallace at the Palace. Inspirational as hell, man. So yeah, that's definitely a glow up for me. And then right here, this is the one season I made the basketball team. Shout out to Western High School out in Auburn, Michigan. I did rock the number 10, man. The number 10 was my first ever jersey. You guys see right here, though, I'm rocking my Walmart ones, guys. These are the Walmart ones right here. I was never big on basketball shoes. At the end of the day, man, I like to wear the worst shoe possible because I don't think the shoe makes the player. I think the player makes the shoe. Just like, the movie Like Mike, you see Calvin Cambridge out there is wearing, just like they're the Jordans, but they're looking a little raggedy and stuff. I think it's his first ever pair of basketball shoes, right, man? So, yeah, that was me. I played bench reserve number 7, so... Yep, I averaged, we had like 13 games, and I think I played in like 3 of them. 2 were scrimmages, so I think I played in 1 game, and I hit a 3-pointer. So technically, I averaged 3 points a game. I only played in 1 game, so I got 3 points, man! Yo! Double skip Bayless. So yeah, there we go, guys. There is me, beyond the years. I actually look more like that little crispy than I do this guy right here, man. Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's check out these glow-ups, though, or these throw-ups, whatever you want to say, depending on who you are.
Tattoos is one thing, but these NBA players took it to a completely different level and don't even look like the same person anymore. Despite later being known for his crazy antics and style, Rodman was drafted in the 2nd round in 1986 went as standard as they come. He was picked by the infamous Detroit Bad Boy Pistons, and by the looks of it, looked to be just like any other draftee.
Yeah, just a guy. Just a guy.
Rodman developed his game. Rodman looked back at these days as the happiest he had ever been, so much so that he felt his overjoyed state took away from his focus in basketball. Finally, after a talk with Isaiah Thomas one day,
so he was too
Rodman
happy?
Decided to take basketball seriously. As it was, Rodman had averaged just south of 10 rebounds and 10 points a game, numbers he was content with for some time.
Yes,
breaking
sir.
Out during the 1990 and 91
the worm,
seasons,
man.
Rodman's rebounds went from 13 per game to a ridiculous 19 per game in 1991. His early success had given him 2 championships with the Pistons, before he was off to play with the San Antonio Spurs in 1993. Thus marked a low for Rodman, not necessarily statistically.
Well, yeah, he had to go to San Antonio.
By this time, a painful divorce with his first wife, Annie Bakes, had caused him to go off the edge. In 1993, he was found by police passing out in his truck with a loaded gun in his lap. Something had changed in Rodman from that point forward. Afterwards, Rodman's look changed drastically. He had gone from a reluctant bad boy Piston who cared all too much about what people thought of him to ironically the league's baddest player of them all. He began dyeing his hair different colors, getting piercings on his nose, and started to sport tattoos all over his body. A pretty wild
You know what? It really does make me wonder, like, was that all over like a heartbreak? Or like, because obviously, we all got different emotions and way that we react to certain things out there, but was there another reason that I'm missing out here, man? Just because, like, we've all had our heart broken to some extent, I'm sure, unless you're like, never really loved anybody before, but you all know what I'm talking about for the most part, right, man? Maybe you asked the girl out and she didn't like what you, she didn't like you or something like that. I mean, if you want to hear about that, this Crispy right know all about that shit, man. One of the top left, man. But no, straight up. So, like, was it just over that, or was there other reasons?
When
not sure, man.
The look of NBA players during that time,
I'm not sure.
Even the most disturbed NBA players had at least appeared stable on the outside. Rodman's trademark looks began to be a spectacle for fans by the time he had joined up with Jordan on the Bulls in 1995.
I kind of like the hair dye thing. It's kind of cool, actually.
Driving in Chicago, Rodman heard on the radio that there had been gridlock traffic. The guy says there's gonna be a delay at Route 94 in Arden.
Okay.
Because there's a billboard of Dennis Rodman right on the exit, and people are stopping and taking pictures of it.
That's
I'm
cool.
listening to the radio and I'm saying, what? I drive down there and there's a traffic jam and people outside their cars on the freeway taking pictures of my face with green hair. I didn't even know the sign existed. I passed by it every day. Before I came to Chicago, there was a billboard of Michael and Scotty.
It's good you're paying attention to the road, I guess. I mean, I can't say that if I was driving down, I-75 or a place like that, man, that I wouldn't, and there was a big-ass poster with me with green hair, that I would notice it. Maybe I'm a bad driver.
And when I got there, it was Michael, Scotty, and Dennis. Then a few months later, it just became me. So for that 1 year, maybe 6 months, I was bigger than Jordan. Chris the Birdman Anderson hasn't had the fantasy NBA career most believed players tend to have.
Yeah, he went down a dark path.
And later dealing with a 2-year substance abuse ban during the middle of his career. Much of Anderson's transformation occurred not only physically, but emotionally. Dropping out of college in 1999, Anderson went to play overseas in China before spending some time in the NBA D-League. His performance eventually earned him a contract with the Denver Nuggets in 2001.
Remember those days? Him and
the
Nene,
first D-League
Kenyon
player
Martin.
to be called up by an NBA team. Playing much of his career in Denver, Anderson's appearance began to shift as the years went on. Starting out in the 2003-2004 season, Anderson's famous tattoos became more common, as by this point his right arm designs began to be colored in. After being banned during the 2004-2005
Do tattoos
season,
hurt? I don't have any.
returned to the Hornets 2 years later in 2007. By now, his hair had grown longer than we've seen in the past, and he was beginning to be covered in tattoos from his chest to both arms. His famous mohawk came a season later in 2008 when he signed back with the Nuggets, also with some extra tattoos to come with it. 2010 brought his famous inner bicep wing tattoos, which officially had given him the moniker of the Birdman. By 2011, the final form of the Birdman most of us know him to be was born. By now, there seemed to be not space for tattoos.
Like a rock star.
From his neck to his hands
Something
had been
like
completely
that.
done. Anderson talked about getting his first tattoo saying,
Member of NSYNC or something.
Ganja. It was right when I got back from China. Me and my mother went and got our tattoos, our first tattoos together. And after that, it just never stopped. I just kept going back.
Hey,
moving
that's
to
what he
Memphis,
likes.
Tennessee
Don't hurt
with the
nobody
company
else,
of his
right?
older brother Paul, who was 21 at the time. Mark, who had been 16, shared many of his brother's same aspirations. For starters, Mark Gasol wanted to be a professional basketball player. However, he lacked the athleticism. Granted, with a height of 6'10",
Damn, Winnie the Pooh looking bitch ass right there.
Mark was highly sought after. Often eating at his favorite McDonald's nearby his high school, Mark realized,
I mean, that's, it's okay to, say you like McDonald's, but you have a favorite McDonald's, man. They all the same! Picture, I'm Marc Gasol, and that's my favorite McDonald's. No, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, man. It just reminds me of the kid, the chicken nugget kid. I'm sorry, man. I like chicken. What can I say? I like chicken. Okay,
not too long after playing basketball, that if he wanted to compete in the big
look up chicken
leagues,
nugget kid.
He'd have to shed some weight. First trying a vegan diet,
Ooh.
then a pescatarian, Mark eventually landed on a paleo diet.
Damn, is that him?
Bread. After graduating high school, Mark decided to return to his home country of Spain to play professional ball there. While he had certainly shed a few pounds, he was still a far cry away from reaching an ideal weight. By 2007, Mark had dropped a whopping 95 pounds.
Good for him.
He was selected by
him.
the Lakers as their second-round 48th pick with a listed weight of just 255 pounds. He was ironically quickly dealt off in a package deal for his brother.
Hey, you're missing a guy right there. You're missing a guy right there. And Kwame Brown
made them swap teams, placing Paul in LA, while Mark remained in his American hometown of Memphis with the Grizzlies. Coming into the NBA as a rookie, Mark led a remarkably consistent NBA career. Aside from a typical weak final season,
got some good
retiring,
handles.
Mark talked about the journey on losing weight, saying, "There's no secret to it. I had the worst habits that you could imagine.
100%
Pizza,
facts.
burgers, even a little bit of sweets. A lot of people have those habits. It's just a matter of going after it and sticking to it. I think at the end of the day, it's sticking to it."
When I lost about 20 pounds recently, the biggest reason was like people were like Crispy, how'd you do it? It's like I was still eating the stuff I liked, I just ate less of it. You know what I'm saying, man? Like it's just all about finding substitutions. Like I like barbecue sauce, man. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I like barbecue sauce. Like normally you want to use like a barbecue sauce for some chicken nuggets or something like that, man. It'd about be 150 calories. I found this barbecue sauce. It's 10 calories, man. It's absolutely phenomenal. And that right there is saving you 140 calories. So you got that. You know, I like to have maybe like some sausage patties in the morning with my breakfast. Instead of the pork, I do the turkey. It's just little things like that. So that's kind of what works for me. These energy drinks, you can drink the big ass, 200 calorie ones. This thing's 25 calories, man. I think it tastes better and more refreshing. So just little stuff like that. I say it's the healthiest way because obviously I'm not doing like macros and eating as many like veggies as I should. But, it's what works for me. And then once I get to the point that I want to be, then, I can focus more on my actual, like, body transformation for, like, getting muscle and stuff like that if I ever get there. I'm kind of happy where I'm at right now, personally.
And obviously, there's going to be easy.
I'm kind of happy where I'm at right now, personally.
There's days when you're like,
that's all that matters, right?
After a while, you see the results, and then you get motivated at points. Like, I want to do it a little bit.
See, I'm the opposite. I'll get to, like, a certain weight, and I'll be like, well, damn, I can gain, like, 6 pounds back right now. It's not good. It's like, yeah, this weight, I could gain 6 pounds. I'll just lose it again. I think that's called yo-yoing.
Even Giannis's most hardcore fans would blame you if you said you had no clue who he was when he was drafted into the NBA in 2013. Aside from being picked,
I've always been happy with my body, though. I think mostly my biggest issue is just what other people think.
And led a fairly
comment section stuff.
Season. His 6'11" lanky frame weighed in at just 190 pounds on draft day, which likely played a large role in his inability to be as dominant a presence in the paint as he once was in Greece. Realizing he needed to adapt to an ever-evolving NBA league that preferences
he was wiry for sure.
Athleticism, Giannis took to his trainers to begin taking on some weight. The process was gradual, and such was his improvement. However, by the 2016-17 season, or his fourth in the league, he had become a completely unrecognizable player.
Imagine if Thon Maker worked out with Giannis.
Levels, he had additionally gained a whopping 51 pounds on top of his original 190-pound rookie frame. Now weighing in at 241 pounds, Giannis was no longer a pushover in the paint, averaging 23 points a game,
damn push up in the paint,
along with 6 assists, and was named the league's most improved player in 2017.
Push down, bro. Push you down.
So, Giannis had come from a foreign basketball league with some potential as a possible role player for the Bucks, and suddenly had completely transformed every aspect of his game. Much of the credit can be attributed to his never quit mentality, which he has maintained his whole life. In an NBA interview, Giannis talked about his mentality when it comes to improving, saying,
"Let's hear it.
It's very important for me to never stop improving, even in the offseason.
Good for you, Giannis. I like that.
Playing, I'm in the gym training and building strength. There is no time off. Eating well and exercising right is very important to me. In terms of his workout strategy, it rivals that of a bodybuilder. Giannis hits the gym for all days of the week.
Like the Terminator.
During those days, he's devoting a minimum of 2 split hours a day on either improving his upper body or lower body. It clearly comes with some advantages. His larger frame has awarded him the luxury of plowing through defenses.
He's not like Buffy though, you know what I'm saying?
Impressive is how his points are won.
Like he is, but he's also not.
12.5% beyond the arc. Giannis has led the NBA in paint scoring for 2 years straight. His most recent average in paint points occurred just this season.
It's like
he was
lean muscle
17
almost.
points a game in the paint.
Little buff to it though.
Also coming into the league in the 2013
yes, Aquaman.
Draft, Steven Adams came in the league as the Thunder's 12th pick just before Giannis. As a 20-year-old babyface giant, Adams performed pretty poorly his rookie season. Even working with limited minutes, Adams was only averaging 3 points a game. Much of his game
he scores down Detroit.
For the same reasons Giannis's game did.
Yo, is that Wolf? No, it's Luigi Datome out there.
To make a big impact in either paint defense
Luigi
or
Datome,
offense.
man. Beast.
Adams arrived at the same conclusion as Giannis and began prefacing his overall fitness. However, Adams took a more...
Yes, Steven Adams like literally went from like I'll have her home by 8 p.m. to your daughter's calling me daddy now. That's literally what happened with him.
Approach to working out. While Adams certainly had a trainer alongside him to help reach his fitness goals,
the beard helps
he
too.
Additionally exploited the knowledge of science. Adams became an outspoken supporter of saunas and their impact on not only his stress levels post-workout, but its apparent ability to boost testosterone.
They give me a sauna.
Leg workout routine.
Wow, okay.
Is what helped him put on some extra pounds. During his transformation, Adams began growing his hair and beard out, which with his extra muscle,
let him try to be the Birdman.
The nickname of Aquaman.
There you go.
Whether it was his beard or muscle mass that improved this game remains uncertain. But what's clear is that during his 5th season in the league, Adams began seeing the results. Averaging 14 points a game along with 9 rebounds a game, Adams had finally become the powerhouse he aimed to be.
I mean, in the end of the day, it's like, yes, I mean, he was already a good basketball player. Like, he made it to the NBA. So, yeah, if you work on your athleticism and your strength, naturally you become better than that, guys. But this is the end of the video, Matthew. Got a little bit more or less, just talk about him a little bit more there. But that's all we got. Thank y'all so much for watching. What do y'all think, man? Did you have a glow up or do you have a glow down? I mean, McDonald's. And get to you after a bit.